Hi, my name is Pat and welcome to Journey to Hydroponics. In my previous video, we showed how to grow Chinese kale or Chinese broccoli, which is a member of the superfood leafy green family. In this video, we shall grow its cousin, another kale variety called red kale or the red Russian kale. This variety is originally from Siberia and it has a frilly, purple-veined, blue-green leaves that are considered one of the hardiest and most tender-leaved of all kales. I live in a tropical area, so I was wondering if it is possible to grow the red Russian kale, which is a cool weather vegetable. So let me share with you my journey of growing red Russian kale. As in all my videos, I start the germination process by sterilizing the coco peat to ensure there are no fungi or bacteria that could affect a new seedling. Once the coco peat has cooled down, I can now spread it into a seedling container about 2 inches deep. Spray the coco peat with treated water. Treated water is tap water that has been left in an open container for at least a day to remove the chlorine. After spraying the coco peat, distribute the red kale seeds, spray them with treated water, and cover them lightly with coco peat and spray one last time. Then I place a plastic cover on top to help retain the moisture, and I also place weights like these miniature sandbags so that the seeds are pressed onto the moist coco peat. Finally, I place the seedling container inside a box so that the seeds can germinate in darkness. On the 4th day, I check the progress of germination. The weights and plastic cover can now be removed so that I can place the seedling 1 to 2 inches below my LED lights. These LED tube lights are your ordinary T8 lights that are about 18 watts and are the daylight type. They give out over 2000 lumen and over 5000 Kelvin, which are needed when growing leafy vegetables such as kale. Once under the LED lights, I also made sure to bottom feed the seedlings with treated water. In my environment, I bottom feed with treated water every 2 to 3 days. The 3rd leaf appeared at around the 10th day, so this is now the time to bottom feed with your nutrient solution. The nutrient solution I'm using is a brand called Master Blend. I used a formula similar to that of growing lettuce and basil, and I kept the pH level at 6.0. Keep bottom feeding with your nutrient solution every 2 to 3 days to keep the coco peat moist. On day 18, the seedlings reached around 4 inches in height and have about 4 leaves. They are overgrowing its container, so it's time to transplant each red kale to its own container. To separate the seedlings, loosen the side of the coco peat and slowly lift up the seedlings. Try not to damage the roots. Then I place the seedlings into a tray of treated water, which allows me to separate them. The container that will hold the seedling is an 8-ounce plastic cup whose holes I made in the bottom and on the sides using a soldering iron. I fill up the cup with coco peat, dug a hole in the middle, and transferred the seedling. Then I water the coco peat with water to help compress it and to stabilize the seedling. Since the roots of the seedling were short, I placed them on a tray that was filled 2 inches high with nutrient solution. Then I placed the tray of seedlings 2 inches below the LED lights. On day 35, I transferred the seedling from the tray to its own container. I'll be transferring the seedling to several types of jars, like this fruit jar which I'm recycling. This is the line I made around the yogurt cup, which will help me gauge the level of the nutrient solution. Here is an example of covering the jars with aluminum foil to prevent outside light from passing through and growing algae inside. I fill up the jar with nutrient solution a little above the line so that it touches the cocoa peat to keep it moist for the roots. Check every 2 to 3 days for the level of the solution and refill when necessary. On day 55, I just transferred the plants to a larger container because the roots are now plenty and much longer. You can now fill the nutrient solution 2 inches below the net cup in order to create an air gap while the bottom half of the roots are drinking the solution. Day 58. It's time to harvest. So when I harvest kale, I harvest the lower and bigger leaves and leave around 4 leaves. This encourages the kale to keep producing more leaves so you can harvest continuously by batch. So there you have it. Thank you for watching Journey to Hydroponics. Until our next video, bye-bye.